On August 22nd, live from Las Vegas, Nevada and worldwide on the Zone, two friends will enter the ring, but only one will leave a champion.
How do you prepare yourself to go to war against your friend?
I mean, that don't mean I don't want to punch him in the face.
Do you want to punch him in the face?
Yeah, bro, it's boxing. Boxing's fun.
It's his house right now. Are you going to snatch that belt from your friend, Rolly Romero, come August 22nd?
Friends.
Da-doom, da-doom.
How
many of us have them?
Must be friends.
Da-doom, da-doom. Well, you can't depend.
He's the fifth one. Oh, great shot. This goes down within the first minute.
Delayed reaction.
Freitas is not going to get out busy. This fight is over. Teofimo Lopez.
Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero are no strangers to each other, but this time their friendship will be put aside when they meet for the WUBA Welterweight World Championship on August 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Lopez enters the fight looking to rebuild his momentum after his loss to Shakur Stevenson. While Romero returns after a 15-month layoff following his victory over Ryan Garcia.
That last fight against
Both fighters have something to prove, making this more than just another title fight.
Man, we here, man. I didn't ask to fight Rolly specifically. I asked to fight whoever's in my way, and that happened to be Rolly. We could be cool, but the moment you're in my way of becoming the best, I have to fight you.
With Lopez bringing experience and high-level championship pedigree, and Rolly carrying his confidence and dangerous power.
Go ahead, Mike.
There's nothing wrong punching people in the face.
Especially if they
Sometimes
consent
people
to
deserve
it.
it.
But your friend though, bro?
Eh,
Seriously, are you gonna knock Teofimo out, bro? I'm just gonna get right to it. Are you gonna knock him out?
yeah, of course.
Come
bro.
on,
what
dog.
you mean?
Come on.
This is a fight.
The matchup has quickly become a difficult one to call. Now, under the bright lights of Las Vegas, only one man can walk away with the title.
Mine, when it comes to fighting, that I want to become the best. Like, I need to be the best. I know I can be the best, and it doesn't matter who's in front of me, whether it's my friend, my lover, my partner, whatever. I gotta get it.
I'm feeling fly. I'm so fly. I can sting a bee, even when it's a bee. I got all this honey. Turkey Island, she got the money. Fatal Fury is my bunny. I'ma make so much money. What up, the zone? I'm in the zone, but this ain't auto zone. It's a takeover show. In case you ain't know, I rhyme with my flow. I've been doing this since a young kid. Shit. In case you ain't know, two-time world champ. Let me know. Who the show? I'm the takeover, bro. Yeah.
I was in such a dark place. I literally had everything in the world. I became champion again, you know, wealth, fame, literally everything. And I just was more miserable than ever before. I couldn't stop hearing God. I was beyond depressed. My parents, my friends, everyone, they were all worried about me because I was all over the place. In my most humiliating and shameful moment, he revealed to me the cyanide in my life. And he took the thorn out of my flesh, and I came right back to who I was. But a better version of myself, because now I have Christ. Y'all, look at all these guys, Sugar Ray Leonard, all these guys, all these fighters, all that stuff, right? They all fight, they all went to life and death, right? Now they're all like friends and stuff like that, right? It's the same thing, bro. Like, these guys all fight and then they become friends down the line. And like I said, who else is there that can make me a big fight in this sport? I want to do something. I want to do something for my legacy.
Qué marico. Porque está bajito, hacer.
Max Kellerman opened the segment on Rolly Romero versus Teofimo Lopez, praising Romero's punching power as something rare, describing him as a fighter who can generate real knockout force through bone structure and mechanics rather than needing perfect technique behind every shot. He noted Romero always carries a puncher's chance, but pointed out he's facing a genuinely fast, skillful, explosive opponent in Lopez.
To root for. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Shady McCoy. Rolly Romero takes on Teofimo Lopez on DAZN this Saturday at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Guys, look, here's the thing about Rolly, man. You can say whatever you want about him. The dude has rocks in his hands. That's just, some guys are heavy-handed. They don't have to get their body behind everything, right? There's different kinds of punching power. There's guys who do it with speed where you don't see it, right? Manny Pacquiao, like a lightning strike. There are other guys who hit you, and wherever they hit you, there's just something about the way their bone structure, their fist, their whatever it is, they can generate power.
Gabe Rosado admitted he initially leaned toward Romero, but said he was shifting toward Lopez, crediting the emotional conversation Lopez had with his father as a potential turning point for the camp heading into the fight.
No, absolutely. You know, I was leaning towards Rolly in the beginning, right? But now I'm switching up, man. I like what I see in Teo, man. And I think him having the conversation with his father is gonna make a difference in the camp and what he gotta do going into that fight against Rolly.
Mike Coppinger called it rare in modern boxing to see a fighter coming off a lopsided loss like Lopez suffered against Shakur Stevenson immediately step into a legitimately tough fight against Romero rather than taking an easier route back. He framed the stylistic contrast as extreme, going from facing arguably the best pound-for-pound boxer in the sport to facing someone far more raw and unpredictable in Romero.
What I think it's really rare that you see somebody coming off of a comprehensive lopsided loss, the kind that Teofimo had against Shakur Stevenson, and then fighting a legitimately tough challenger in Rolly Romero in the next fight. In this day and age of boxing, you don't see that very often, so I hope we see more of it, and I think Teofimo, it's good for him. He needs to be able to get up for a fight.
And the polar opposite, like in Shakur Stevenson, Teo fought the guy with the fastest processor in the sport, maybe the best pound-for-pound fighter in boxing, fast, the skills are so on point, and very much a boxer. And now he's fighting a caveman, right? Like Rolly Romero, we all know what he does, right? By the way, I don't wanna take credit away. He fought a smart fight against Ryan. No, like a disciplined, educated fight, but by Rolly's standards, right? So for Teo to go stylistically from fighting, it's the polar opposite, Shakur Stevenson, to fighting Rolly Romero, very different.
Shady McCoy predicted a comfortable walk-in-the-park type performance for Lopez, arguing his skill set simply outclasses Romero's, comparing Romero unfavorably to a fighter like Arnold Barboza in terms of technical polish, though acknowledging Romero's raw power makes him dangerous regardless of skill gap.
This fight ever happened, T.O.'s gonna win. Walk in the park type of fight. I mean, I don't want to disrespect Rolly. That last interview, I liked him a little more. But if I'm just doing my job, I think T.O. styles on him. What do you mean style on him? I think it's an easy fight. I watched the last fight where he fought, who did T.O. fight last?
Shakur.
No, the one he won.
Barboza.
In New York, Barboza. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
And I watched T.O. style on him. It looked easy.
And
fight.
Barboza and Rolly are, Barboza's
he's better than Rolly. He's a lot better than Rolly.
Different styles.
Same level,
Different styles.
Not on the same level.
Different
He's better than Rolly.
Barboza has more technical
I would say
skill.
Rolly is a bigger puncher.
Right.
But they fought. We would bet that Barboza would win, right?
He might,
But
yeah.
it's a different style. It's a way different style because Rolly's very awkward. He has movements where Barboza is more fundamentally sound right there in the pocket.
Kellerman offered a broader breakdown of Romero's stylistic profile, describing him as the kind of colorful, heavy-handed brawler who fills out the sport's ecosystem alongside more polished boxer punchers. Someone who isn't the most refined technician, but has genuine top 10 caliber power.
Well, the guy on top is usually, let's say, a really skillful boxer puncher, okay? Then the next level down, but like you have a bunch of colorful contenders. One guy is a solid boxer puncher, but he's not as fast as the best guy. And maybe that's a guy like Barboza, right? Yeah. Then you have a guy who's kind of more of a brawler, and he's not as refined with his skill, but man, he's got rocks in his fists. Yeah. Well, that's Rolly. Like, he's one of the guys, the kind of fighter who makes up one of the, top 10 of the division.
Addressing Romero's recent comment that Lopez is the only fighter he'd be willing to lose to, Lopez suggested it could be a form of psychological gamesmanship meant to soften him mentally, adding that Romero has seemed noticeably different and more subdued throughout the build-up compared to his usual persona.
Doing right now, probably trying to soften Teofimo. I don't know. Rolly's very different right now. I think all of us know that, right? So it's just expect the unexpected from him and just get ready for what's to come. I'm excited, man. This is what it's all about. I think you guys need type of fights like this. Whether it maybe for you guys it don't seem like it, like this is an exciting fight, but how many fights did you guys want to see that they didn't make happen because of them being friends and the other boxer being a friends, or that's my brother and this and that?
Kellerman argued Lopez has a track record of never ducking dangerous opposition, pointing out he fought Vasily Lomachenko when other fighters avoided even pronouncing his name, then moved up in weight and won another title, all while Tank Davis avoided naming Shakur Stevenson as an opponent.
Like Shady saying, hey, here's a guy that is artificially inflated.
One thing you got to understand about Teofimo Lopez, he does not duck the smoke.
No, he does not.
At all. At a time when people didn't want to, they pretended they couldn't pronounce the name Lomachenko. Teo ran right to him.
But nobody
and
would
beat him.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then moves up to junior welter and wins the title there, to the championship there too. And then who was going to step up to face Shakur Stevenson? Because Tank Davis didn't want to say Shakur Stevenson's name.
Come on now.
And Teo,
thank you.
I give
Thank you.
Teo
That's all
all.
Coppinger pushed back on selectively excusing Lomachenko's torn rotator cuff while still crediting Lopez's win, arguing that on the night, Lopez outboxed Lomachenko for 6 rounds and then rallied in the championship rounds when Lomachenko predictably surged, calling it proof of genuine championship-level heart regardless of the opponent's injury status.
I think is unfair is a lot of times when people talk about the Teo Lomachenko fight, they don't want to bring up that Lomachenko had a torn rotator cuff going in. But on the flip side, they do want to give Teo and say, well, he had an injury when he fought Kambosos.
Here's the thing about
both ways.
Here's the thing about Teo against Lomachenko. Okay, Lomachenko's shoulder. Lomachenko's not really a full-blown lightweight. All that stuff. Teo came out, outboxed Lomachenko for the first 6 rounds.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when Lomachenko inevitably starts coming on, and here comes the championship round, Teo's the one who rallied. That is a great fighter. On that night, if he never did anything else in his career, he showed on that night he was a great fighter. And by the way, in terms of the shoulder injury, that's, I think, a legitimate excuse for Lomachenko.
Yes, that's sports.
Nevertheless,
that's sports.
When a fighter loses, there's always an excuse because 0% of the time a dude's 100% coming into a fight.
Yes, and I'm with you, it's sports. I'm only bringing it up because the Kambosos, there was always an F with, a butt with Kambosos.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of saying there was a butt with Kambosos because Kambosos is a good fighter. I believe Teo at his best beats Cam.
Reflecting on the loss to Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez pushed back on framing it purely as a defeat, describing it instead as a necessary step that pushed him toward the next level of his career, calling Stevenson the best fighter he's ever faced.
I believe that it was needed. That fight with Shakur was needed to push me to this next level. Yeah. I don't think it's a loss. I think it's just learn lessons. And it's like just those next stepping stones to see what more can you do.
I never had a chance to ask you this, Teo. What happened in that fight?
Turning to Lopez's decision to keep his father as trainer, Shady McCoy argued the available evidence suggests his father hasn't been competent enough recently to get the job done, while Gabe Rosado countered that Lopez likely still benefits enormously from the comfort and shared vision he has with his father, suggesting an ideal setup would add a strong technical voice like Virgil Hunter alongside his father rather than removing him entirely, given that Lopez notably lacks a large personal team or camp outside of that relationship.
Shady, you have to give his father credit.
I'll tell you this much.
It's not, his father didn't just get him to be okay. His father got wins against Lomachenko and Taylor. It's not like he hasn't done anything.
Max, in life, you got to update your information when you get more information. The information we have now is that his dad hasn't been competent enough to get the job done when he needs it lately. I'll give you this much. When Teo sat in his seat, and I'm seeing his mannerism, how he talks, the way offset, I'm like, he's a good kid. So, because I knew Teo a couple years ago, but really been working with him here. When we was leaving, I said, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna get in your business, but bro, this is your career. We gotta stop talking so much about your dad, because guess what? If this thing don't go the right way the next 2-3 years, you know what? You and your dad gonna be home trying to talk and figure it out, because we ain't gonna be trying to see you on TV. This is your career. Your dad had his life. That's the problem sometimes. We gotta let our kids go and let them live their life.
Teofimo Lopez explained that the fight with Rolly Romero was first presented to him roughly 6 weeks after his loss to Shakur Stevenson. He recalled encountering Romero at a Benavidez unification event where Romero came to his locker room and something about his cocky demeanor rubbed him the wrong way. Lopez said he immediately called his legal team afterward and told them to make the fight happen.
And I seen something in him I didn't like. I was like, oh, you cocky son of a gun, bro. I was like, so right away I called my legal team. I said, make the fight happen. I want to fight him.
So at first you were kind of like trying to check out his energy and...
Yeah, like I was just joking. Like he knows I joke. All he did was just smile back and didn't really say anything back to me. Just ignored me. Yeah, so.
Okay, because the big story behind this is like your guys' I don't know if you want to call it friendship, if it was a friendship, how close you guys were.
Well, shoot, he fooled me because I thought so. You know, afterwards he kind of like just came over to my locker room after my fight at the Garden. And all that stuff kind of switched.
Lopez admitted he genuinely believed he and Romero had once been close, recalling that Romero used to visit his locker room after fights, but said that dynamic shifted noticeably by the time of the Benavidez event.
Just focus on family. Yeah, so that was the real life choice decision and career definition right there, or defined moment for me.
Did you ever think in the years knowing Rolly that you guys would end up fighting? Like, was it ever in the back of your mind, like, I think maybe one day we're gonna have to fight?
There's always a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure other guys that are like friends and sparred and all that, they have the same sense.
Discussing the mental reality of potentially hurting a friend in the ring, Lopez said he would still look to finish Romero if the opportunity presented itself, framing it as a simple reality of the sport where survival mentality overrides personal feelings once the fight begins.
What are you taking from those performances that Rolly had, and how do you think he's gonna approach you in this fight, seeing that you guys are familiar with each other?
I'd say that he's just gonna follow his game plan, follow the game plan that they have with his trainer, with Salas, you know, maybe his father as well. So I think that's really it. So we just got to stick to what we know best. And what I've been practicing on for the past 5-6 months. I literally have been taking it back to the basics.
Lopez detailed his move up to 147 pounds, saying he feels genuinely happier and better at the new weight, crediting private conversations with boxing legends and mentors for small technical and lifestyle adjustments he's incorporated into his preparation.
Well, what have you noticed, bro? How are you better at 47, you feel?
Just happier.
Yeah.
Like, okay, guys, pause, pineapple, no homo, whatever.
What are you gonna say?
I eat a lot of meat. Pause, okay, chill, all right? I get to have my steak and eggs. I'm doing like the traditional, what I've learned from mentors that I've had personal conversations with, private conversations with legends in the boxing game. And I've always asked them small, different details of things, all right? And I'm taking that into 147.
Goals, I've heard undisputed, that you want to eventually...
Lopez was adamant that sparring history between him and Romero won't translate into the actual fight, emphasizing the absence of headgear and big gloves changes everything about the risk involved. He added that beyond his own safety, he's fighting to protect his growing family, noting Romero doesn't yet have that same responsibility.
Forget that. Forget that. Heck no. There's a difference between sparring and fighting. There's no headgear, there's no big gloves.
Yeah.
Everything's a lot different. The views and all that other stuff, man. So yeah, this is an actual fight, man. I'm over here risking my life. Not only is he, but you know, I have for myself. I feel like, you know, I have a family. You know, Rolly doesn't have a family that he's made yet. He has his family, but he hasn't had his own family yet. So, you know, I gotta defend that.
You know, Rolly throughout the build-up. I don't know, I guess the new Rolly, you know, because before Rolly used to talk a lot.
Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez Jr. is heading into his move to the welterweight division with an ambitious vision, and according to his father, the transition could bring out an even faster and more effective version of the former champion. Teofimo Lopez Sr. believes the additional weight will allow his son to perform at an even higher level, with his sights set on becoming undisputed across the heavier divisions.
Well, he's going to be a better, faster fighter. I think that my son, I said this 5 years ago, once he goes through the weight divisions, I think at 147, 154, and 160, that's when he's going to do the best. I said this because I really understood the kind of fighter that he was at the age of 13, 14. He was beating up these guys that were fighting for world titles at, you know, that small age, and these guys were like 20 pounds bigger than him. You know, he could take a punch at this weight division. You know, my son's never been rocked in none of his fights or wobbled, and I think that he's ready to take the 147 weight division. He's going to be fast. I mean, I think he should be able to do everything in less than 2 years. You know, become undisputed. You know, we have a great contract with the Zone directly with them, so I see him doing an amazing thing right now. Especially, you know, all of these fighters are going to be slower than him, and he's a really smart fighter in there. And people are going to see a lot of entertainment come August 22nd. This is his first fight.
While the two fighters have shared history in sparring, Lopez Sr. doesn't believe those old sessions should be used as a blueprint for what will happen this time around. In his view, both fighters have developed since then, and Teofimo is entering this stage of his career with a completely different mindset.
Rolly was pretty honest that he felt your son got the better of him in sparring, right? Does that mean anything in a real fight?
To me, it don't mean anything because, you know, that was a long time ago. You know, every fighter has gotten better or gotten worse. So the only way we're going to find out is August 22nd, be at the T-Mobile Arena, and you're going to see something amazing. You know, he's been looking really good in sparring, and I think he's ready.
More importantly, Lopez Sr. believes fans will see new dimensions from his son at 147 pounds. He has teased additional tricks and emphasized Teofimo's speed, suggesting that his physical advantages could become even more noticeable against naturally bigger opponents.
What do you expect kind of going forward in the new weight class? Like, what do you think is going to be different for him that people aren't going to recognize?
I think he's going to be able to do more tricks in there because of, you know, of the fighters, the caliber of the fighters we're going to fight are going to be so much slower. I mean, my son is the type of fighter, when he's focused, you know, he does all his things and he doesn't hardly get hit. Let's see what happens, but I think that he's ready to take over the whole weight division.
With both fighters now under the welterweight microscope, Tim Bradley thinks Rolly Romero's raw power and strength could be the deciding factor. He questioned whether Teofimo's punching power will translate cleanly after jumping up from 140, especially against someone built like Romero. Bradley feels Rolly's welterweight experience and unusual physical strength could present Teofimo with a completely different kind of threat.
Teofimo Lopez ain't got no power. 140 ain't knocked nobody out. He going to 47, jumping up 7 pounds. I've done it. It's different. Rolly thumping. It's different. Rolly is thumping. He can punch. He been at 47 for some time now. It's a different feeling when you get hit with them bricks. And Rolly got that freaky strength. That freaky, special freaky strength.
Despite that physical edge, Floyd Schofield is still backing Teofimo Lopez to get the win. He expects a locked-in Lopez to use speed, movement, and combination punching to outwork Romero, while acknowledging Rolly could make things interesting early. Schofield sees Teofimo eventually taking control of the fight, though he warned that a single clean shot from Romero could flip the script.
Outboxing, for sure. I got Teo outboxing. I think Rolly is just going to be too flat-footed, and Teo is going to be, you know, all over the ring. I think it's going to be a better Teo than the Shakur fight. So.
You think it's going to be a better Teo than the Shakur fight?
Oh yeah.
Tell me, do you see this being a competitive fight?
Competitive for the first beginning, but then I think Teo is going to, you know, get off in the end, start landing his flurries, his combinations. Just hopefully if Rolly don't connect, because if Rolly connect, that might change the whole fight. So, and you know, Rolly got that judo, so if Teo tries to, Teo tries to hold, you know, Rolly might capitalize on that too, so.
I like it. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, you know, Rolly's been looking good lately. And a lot of people, you know what they say about Teo. He shows up sometimes. He shows up whenever he feels like it. But in this specific time, it seemed like it's more of a focused Teo. I don't know.
We'll have to see fight night.
Following Schofield's pick, Coach Bredman still views this as a genuinely tough fight to call. particularly with Teofimo making his welterweight debut. He sees Romero's power as a legitimate danger, but gives Lopez the advantage in speed, movement, and overall athleticism. With both bringing very different strengths to the table, Bredman expects the contrast in styles to make this an especially compelling watch-up.
A good fight. Damn, has Rolly fought since he beat Ryan?
No.
Damn. Well, he's due. That's a good fight. I don't even know who I would pick because I don't know how Teofimo going to look at 147, but it's a good fight.
You know what? Funny you say that. His frame is starting to look small to me. Teo's frame. Moving up to 47 is going to be 7 pounds. That's going to be interesting in that fight because heavy-handed Rolly with Silas has been looking good, but the speed and athletic ability of Teofimo Lopez makes it so interesting.
Rolly is kind of like awkwardly twitchy though.
As the matchup edges into prediction territory, Sean Porter expects Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero to lean on strategy more than raw emotion. He points to Rolly's improved patience during his fight with Ryan Garcia, while noting Teofimo's recent outings have also shown a more measured approach. Porter believes both men will make smart in-fight adjustments, which could make the result harder to call than most fans assume.
Rolly came to the ring with a game plan and he stayed disciplined.
Yes.
The entire fight. You know what I mean? And that was something that we respectfully hadn't truly seen from Rolly until that night, to the point that all of us is like confused, you know? And I think the same thing goes for Teo. I think Teo is at a point in his career where he's going to come to the ring and be disciplined. They're both going to come to, I guarantee you, they're both going to come to the ring and do things that we don't expect either of them to do.
Do you expect any of the unexpected things that you could that are in your mind that I think Teo's going to do this and Rolly's going to do this?
The patience that we saw from Rolly in that fight with Ryan
is going to carry over to this fight?
Definitely 100% going to carry over.
That tactical mindset will be tested as Teofimo Lopez opens a new chapter at welterweight, and Keith Thurman is curious to see how he adapts. Thurman spoke highly of Lopez's skill, talent, and knack for self-promotion, adding that meeting him in person left a lasting impression. Now that Teofimo is moving up to 147, Thurman sees this fight as a real test of how well he handles the bigger weight class.
I like the fight. I remember when I got to meet Timo in person. You know, I like Timo. I like somebody who can promote. I like somebody who can promote crazy like your man one time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I like Timo. Like his skills, his talent. And we got to meet in the back of the MGM Grand. This was Barrios, Pac-Man in Vegas. What's that? Last summer?
Yeah, I
was
think
that
so.
A year ago?
Yeah, about a year ago. Yeah.
So last summer, you know, finally face to face with the T-Man himself, and he was showing me love, man. I was kind of surprised. He was showing me love. And they said, "Oh man, we're gonna see you boys in the ring, this and that." I said, he just stepped into 147. Let him get some fights in.
That physical mismatch could spell danger, but Gary Russell Jr. is more focused on the action this fight promises than picking a winner. He highlighted the clash in styles and personalities between the two as the real draw, predicting it'll deliver fireworks from the opening bell. Russell expects fans to get a genuinely competitive, entertaining fight all the way through.
I think it's a good. Honestly, I think it's gonna be an exciting fucking fight.
You don't gotta pick a winner. Don't pick a winner.
Hey, look, it's gonna be a great night of boxing. It's gonna be a great night of boxing. I think stylistically, it's gonna be perfect for everybody. It's gonna be entertaining as hell. He already entertaining as hell, even when he's not in the ring. You know, he's also entertaining when he's in the ring. I think it's gonna be a great fight, great night of boxing.
Now, all the work in camp has to translate into the ring, where Lopez will have the chance to prove he belongs at 147 pounds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more boxing news and updates.